understand the early flurry of this football stadium and crowd.
Washington won the toss, elected to defer, and a decent return across the 25. That's Johnson making his return after missing the last few. But instead it's a run, and that's generally a good idea when you've got Jordan James as he sails out of bounds, gains 4 on first down. He's got over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns on the season. It helps when you've got a veteran leader like this at quarterback.
Veteran? Yeah, he's making his 61st career start tonight, and he's having a marvelous year. Almost 74% completion. He's a dual threat guy and a distributor of the football, like a point guard in basketball. Gets the ball in the hands of his playmakers quickly.
That 61st start ties his predecessor for the overall record in FBS history.
They've got a youngster behind him who transferred in from UCLA, Dante Moore, who would be the next guy in line.
First pass of the day for Gabriel, and he checks it down for James. He'll get across the 45, close to midfield. Against this Washington defense, that tackle there by Cameron Fabriculanen. And you look at the starting lineups for Washington defensively, they're great against the pass.
Yeah, they're excellent against the pass. Their corners have played really well. They've struggled against some teams in this league in the run game.
And right on cue, it's James with another gash inside the 40.
Jordan James is a 1,000-yard rusher. This offensive line, one of the Joe Moore Award-winning groups, and that's a nice play. Just pulled the backside guard. And Jordan James with a head of steam before there's any white shirts around him.
Entering the week 4th in the conference in rushing yards. The 11 touchdowns leads the team. They've run 4 plays. It's been 4 touches for James. 3 carries in the catch that went for 8. Ferguson, the tight end, always dangerous in motion. Now it's Holden moving along. Play action pass, set up the screen. Ferguson with a flag down as he gets walloped by Bruno.
Both of these teams love to utilize the screen game.
We'll hear from Jerry McGinn, our referee tonight.
Legal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
On this drive, that has set them back a little bit.
Both Will Stein and Dillon Gabriel mentioned communication being somewhat of an issue 2 weeks ago. Had the bye week to try to fix some of it. Now a 1st and 15, and Gabriel with another completion. It's going to go to Ferguson near the 30. So picks up 9 to make this 2nd down and 6. And they've gone quick this entire opening drive. Tempo after struggling to move the ball, especially in the second half in Madison 2 weeks ago, which resulted in a 16-13 victory. Gabriel over the middle. He's on target for Holden and a 1st down.
A really nice play action. Again, when you start off running the football the way they have, these RPO kind of plays open up. He just waits till that window opens, and Holden's coming on a little slant route, and the accurate throw by the left-handed quarterback, Gabriel.
You saw the laces not on his fingertips again. Does not need it. That is a deceptively impressive skill from him. Holden in motion again on 1st down. Handoff up the middle. Werner with another tackle. Right back to James. Bursts through. 1st and goal. Methodical opening drive here for Oregon.
Now this is where, when we talked to Steve Belichick, the defensive coordinator for Washington, says we've got to play well in the red zone. A guard and tackle. One guy's going to kick out. The other guy's going to lead through, and Whittington is going to take it into the end zone.
So 71 yards down the field after Washington deferred, and Sappington makes it 7-0 for the #1 team in the country. More greatness from Jerry Allen on the call, but 1994, the pick 6 from Kenny Wheaton, and since then it's been a lot of sunshine and rainbows for the Ducks. This one gets returned by Ngata across the 25.
Yeah, that 94 team ended up going to the Rose Bowl, lost to Penn State, and that's who they'll match up again with in Indianapolis here in the Big Ten Championship game.
Well, here is Damon Williams Jr. First career start for the true freshman. Jet Fish said his GPA and his 40 time are the same, 4.4.
Yeah, he's got really incredible feet. And one of the things about him playing tonight is against this aggressive Oregon defense, he has an elusiveness and ability to avoid negative plays and turn them into positive plays with his feet.
Dan Lanning is concerned with the elite running back, Jonah Coleman, the elite wide receivers in Giles Jackson and Denzel Boston. Believes they've got a lot of firepower to go along with this true freshman. They're going to let him throw on first down. He's going to load it up down the sideline. Separation, back shoulder.
Washington quickly to the football.
Terry says it's a catch. Looked like the right foot grazed. They're going to get the play off anyway. It's a run up the middle, and Coleman's going to get engulfed after he gains 2. 53 pass attempts. He's completing 74% of his throws. And he's 2 for 2 to start. It's Jackson on the catch, spin away, and inside the 35. He's got great leadership skills in the huddle as well. Hands off to another true freshman, Adam Muhammad, and he's going to scamper forward for a first down carry. Gains 11. Muhammad in motion on first down. Fake it to him. Now Williams is going to just run out of bounds and lose 4 yards.
Yeah, good discipline that time. Kobe Savage, number 5, was not fooled by any of the action. They tried to show a lot of stuff in the backfield. And Savage, number 5, is going to just stay at home and read it and then make the play. There he is. He comes into the picture. He's got his eyes on the quarterback. And they've been outstanding all year.
Play action. Williams with time. Now it runs out. He's going to have to use his legs. Williams slipping every which direction. Let's see how they handle the 3rd and long. Quick throw over the middle. Denzel Boston gets crunched in between a couple Oregon defenders. Brandon Johnson, the first one to make contact, sets up 4th and about 4.
Yeah, decision time right now for Jedd Fisch. I mean, he looks like he's, there we go, Grady Gross coming in, get points on the board.
They've been directional. Jedd Fisch talked about a little bit different in how they were going to approach kicking off, kicking coverage, and they do a decent job there. Drive will start from the 38-yard line. Gabriel to the air. Pocket collapses, and that's going to be the first incompletion on either side. Isaiah Ward provided some pressure.
This is not a team that gets a lot of sacks, but they play excellent coverage. And Gabriel, unable to find an open receiver, tries to step up in the pocket and throw late. It's a defense that, under Steve Belichick, their coordinator, shows you a lot of different packages. I mean, they like to disguise coverage. Their corners play man-to-man extremely well. Like even right now, they're showing pressure up here, but that doesn't mean they're going to play pressure.
It's a run. James to the outside, a stiff arm, and then ushered out of bounds across the 40-yard line. We'll mark him down at the 43.
There's Steve Belichick. Again, they've been outstanding in their pass defense, the run defense, particularly in some of the games they've lost. Against Iowa, over 200 yards. Against Penn State, the Nittany Lions ran it 40 times for 266 yards. And right now, Oregon trying to test this defense with their run game.
Washington has struggled to get off the field on 3rd down. Jedd Fisch said that was going to be one of the biggest keys of the game. Huskies believe there was movement up front for Oregon, and said Isaiah Ward got into the neutral zone but got back before they could snap it. Play clock down to 2. Here's Gabriel. Steps up, delivers. Oh, it's incomplete. Dropped by Evan Stewart. You just don't see that often.
Well, Stewart knew that he had green grass ahead of him. Watch him turn his eyes off the ball and start to look upfield just a hair too soon. He just didn't secure the catch. He knew he had some room to run after the catch.
And the first punt of the day after Oregon's first 3rd down with a flag before they could get it off.
False start. Offense, number 28. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
These two coaches, you don't always know what it's going to look like when you've got rivalry games and building over years. Jedd Fisch said these games will get better if they stay together as staffs moving forward, but they've got a great amount of respect for each other.
Yeah.
They've talked a lot about that publicly, and we even saw them before the game conferring with one another as well. So this will be a punt for Ross James. Denzel Boston back for Washington.
Wow, he bombed that thing.
A little too much.
Yeah.
Play clock down to 5. And a handoff on first down for Coleman. Busted to the outside, being held from behind. And let's hear from Jerry McGinn.
There's no foul on the play for Horsecomer. 2nd down.
For Coleman, his best run on just 2 attempts so far. And he'll stay in there. Williams will keep it himself, fake the pass, and show off the wheels again for the first down. We send it down to KT.
Jed Fish calling timeout. And again, this is a young quarterback. He's got a lot going through his head right now, and he kind of lost sight of the play clock there.
Washington, the first of the half.
Number 1 on the bottom of the screen. And they'll let him go out of empty. And Williams will take off up the middle. Williams slippery through the middle of that defense, and a first down. Picks up 14.
Well, this is only a 3-man rush. You're going to see Oregon drop 8 into coverage. It's a called quarterback draw, and they got a nice block on the middle linebacker. I think that was Landon Hatchett, the right guard, number 66, got the key block on Betcher, and Williams shows that speed to get the first.
5 carries, 27 yards. Now Williams looking to throw. This time he gets crunched, and who else? Bryce Betcher, the local Eugene kid, on senior night.
Well, there was a blitz from the outside, and that's who Jonah Coleman had to try to pick up. Jonah Coleman's going to pick up the blitz. The linebacker's going to wait until he sees the back go, and then he'll delay rush. Back goes away. Here comes Betcher, and no one to block Betcher.
Was drafted in the 13th round by the Houston Astros, as Coleman will just dive forward for about 3. Play clock under 5 again. 3rd and 15. Here's Williams. Steps up. Now Williams is going to have to make something out of nothing and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th down forced by this Oregon defense. Jack McAllister will punt it away to start this second quarter. Gets it off cleanly for Gary Bryant, who calls for the fair catch, then lets it sail over his head. It dies beautifully at the 6-yard line. Now here they'll start at their own 6. Whittington was the back. Instead, the quick throw to the outside, and Stewart gets planted. Thaddeus Dixon with a big hit.
Yeah, read it quickly. I mean, they read the quick throw. Watch, he sees the quick route, eyes on the quarterback, sees 3-step drop, and is right there to make the tackle. Steve Belichick said Thaddeus Dixon has been one of the real leaders on this defense, has had a solid season, and really both of their corners, Prysock and Dixon, have played outstanding.
Both extremely confident in their abilities. Dixon says he believes he's the best in the country every time he steps on the field. No real running room that time as Valdez came up to make the play for this Washington defense. Holden in motion on 3rd down and 5. Gabriel looks. Gabriel steps up to the outside. Gabriel has enough for the first down. Just good enough with his legs. That was a true freshman, Kamari House, at linebacker. They've stuck with Whittington so far on this drive. He's got the carry with a stutter step, and he'll pick up 2. Valdez, another tackle.
That play, that 3rd down play is to me what makes Dillon Gabriel so special. He doesn't run a lot, but when he runs, it's typically very effective, whether it's a zone read, whether it's a scramble, whether it's extending a play. And we saw him make a play on 4th and 9 against Wisconsin, the first play of the 4th quarter. Just his ability to scramble, extend the play, make an accurate throw. When they need big plays, he delivers.
Gabriel pumps. Scramble drill, and throws it out of bounds. There's a comfortability factor between offensive coordinator Will Stein and his quarterback Dillon Gabriel. Let's see where they cook up here on 3rd down and 8. Gabriel, short pass. Whittington goes high and then comes down hard. Ball comes out at the end, but they're going to rule him down well short of the first down as Dixon made another big hit. Dixon went up top. Dyson McCutcheon went down low. And let's see if he definitely was down before the ball came out. I'm not sure he was. That looks like the ball's out before anything touches the ground.
Yeah, he's on top of Dixon. I don't know why he went up in the air to begin with. I mean, that was a questionable decision on Whittington's part.
After further review, the runner was not down. It was a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st and 10, Washington.
Trickery, a lot of it. Back to Williams, and Williams can't get away. Blown up by this Ducks front. So now behind schedule again for Damon Williams. Quick throw, quick catch. It's Jeremiah Hunter again. Empty for Williams. And the rush comes. The rush gets home. Uyunglele. A little bit longer of a field goal for Grady Gross, who has missed the 8 this year. He did hit earlier today from 26.
Excellent sudden change defense by the Ducks.
And the 41-yarder is true. Let's see what Gross does. He'll pop it up again. It'll be a short one. And it's going to be Whittington, who has already returned one nearly for a touchdown earlier this year, and a positive one again across the 45 as we check in with Jordan Cornette. And a handoff to James on first down. Stiff arm on the first. And across midfield into Washington territory. Cam Fab helps him out of bounds, but he gains 8 on first down.
Jordan James, a physical runner. That's a defensive tackle that he is stiff arming to get outside.
So a second down and 3, and you see James has been effective when he's gotten the football. They'll give it right back to him. He finds that hole across 40. Terrence Ferguson said that Dillon Gabriel must feel like he's playing Madden at times with all of the options he has on this offense. Let's see who goes to here. Through his progressions, lets it rip over the middle. It's Holden in stride. Trayshawn Holden dives. Touchdown. What an effort. 40-yard strike for the Ducks.
After further review, the runner was down at the half-yard line. First and goal.
Give it to James, and he plunges forward for the touchdown. 12th score of the year for Jordan James, and Oregon in front by a score. As expected, effective early for this Oregon offense, as Sappington's extra point is right down the middle. Now Washington will look to retort as Sappington will send it deep, and Gata will take it from the goal line. Finding a crease and rolls over across the 25. One of the finalists for the Broyles Award, top assistant in college football, and a fumble. Oregon right on top of it. Derek Harmon jumps on it, and the Ducks right back in business.
Well, Harmon gets the recovery, but Betcher makes the play. Watch Betcher now come on a run blitz, and he's going to be right there at the point of the handoff and blows up the play in the backfield. Coleman just barely got the football. Betcher was there and knocked it loose. And Harmon able to fall on the football. Bryce Betcher, the local kid, having himself a first half.
Already with a sack, now the strip. You know, he was asked about this rivalry coming into the game through this week, and he said, for those that say there's not a little extra in this game, I think that's a little bit of BS.
Yeah.
He said, I hate the Huskies, and the Huskies hate us. Now can they pay it off? Gabriel quickly caught. James upfield. Oh, James with the power to finish. It's first and goal. James keeps it churning. Waiting for the official signal. Touchdown. Back to back for Jordan James. And a fake. Looking for 2. Oh, the push. Patrick Herbert on the receiving end. The other local Eugene kid making an impact on senior night, but a flag is down.
An eligible receiver downfield offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, replay to try.
Oregon looking to take a stranglehold on this ball game. We'll see if Washington can fight back, and the fair catch Williams out of the gun. Rolls back around, and Williams will throw an incompletion, his first incompletion of the night. As mentioned, Betcher grew up here as a fan, grew up having season tickets to all the games. He said, it was my dream since I was a little kid to play for the Ducks. Obviously, my first game at Autzen was a dream come true. First game at PK Park was a dream come true. You can't really put it into words. I've tried to, and there is the ballpark, very well manicured, as mentioned, right across the way.
Yep.
From Autzen.
I think it's turf, though.
It is, yes. That's why it's well manicured.
Yes.
Handoff, nothing doing. Another TFL, Jamari Caldwell. 7th tackle for loss tonight. 3rd and 12 for Williams. Good protection, fires, caught, but well short. Kalecki Latu gets dumped by Dante Manning. Washington team at 6-5. They've won all 6 home games. They've lost all 5 games away from home. 2 back to receive here, and it will be brought in by Bryant with some room to work with. Bryant to the outside, Bryant across midfield, and out of bounds near the 45. Around the edge, it's going to be Whittington, who's got a lot of speed with the ball in his hands, and he crosses the 30. Could be a free play here. Gabriel's going to take the shot down the middle. It's Ferguson, makes the grab inside the 5. Ties for the most catches by a tight end in school history. Gabriel to the air. Gabriel pumps, now he'll run, and Gabriel is going to get there. Touchdown, Oregon.
And they are on their game tonight. Dillon Gabriel, the little pump fake, gets Bruner up in the air. The knees down, but it looked like the ball was clearly across the plane.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Right now, Sadiq is lined up to take the snap. Now they'll change it up. Before, when they ran that fake, it wasn't Sappington who was lined up to kick it. Instead, it looked like Ross James was lined up to kick. Now you've got traditional with Sappington, which should tell you that this one's going up and it's going through. Another fair catch going to be called for and made inside the 2. And they get Jonah Coleman going again here for Washington. He does a great job on the blitz pickup, but then airmailed by Williams looking for Giles Jackson. When you asked about it, he said, I know I'm going to have to do it at the NFL level. Got to level it up. Williams will keep it. Williams to the outside, and he just shakes off the first tackle to gain 4 yards and set up 3rd and 6. Williams feels it, evades. Williams on the run at Jackson. Big gain for Giles Jackson across midfield. Denzel Boston super involved, just 1 catch for 7 yards. This one a handoff up the middle, and Coleman, with not much more room to work with, gains a yard and runs into Harmon. And movement. Oregon shifted. Washington trying to insist that they jump because of that, and we'll see what they eventually rule.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
But it makes it now 2nd down and 14. Play action. Williams is going to have to get away and turn it upfield towards the initial line of scrimmage. Betcher was chasing him as he's out of bounds.
It doesn't look like they're going to.
Yeah, they'll take it to the 2-minute. Williams, deep drop. Williams under traffic. Oh, a dime for the 1st down. Jeremiah Hunter right there.
This is a heck of a throw because he is under duress. He's thrown it off his back foot, and you see the arm strength to make that throw. Backing up. Harmon right there providing the pressure, and Hunter comes away with the big catch for a 1st down.
2 big conversions on 3rd down to keep this drive alive. Remember, Washington deferred. They'll get the football to start the 2nd half. If they can find a way to double dip, it changes the chemistry of this game. Williams nearly got away, but he won't. Another sack. This one, Jeffrey Bassa. Minute 21 to play. Washington will only have one timeout remaining. Another beautiful ball on the run. This time Giles Jackson's going to have the first down as Savage dragged him forward with a flag down.
Face mask. Defense, number 5. Penalty forcing the end of the run, half the distance to the goal.
Boston was the target a lot early this season. He's got single coverage, and they're going to him in the end zone. He made the grab, but it didn't look like he'd get the feet down. They're going to call it a catch, 1st and goal.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he is tall. He's 6'3". Does he get a foot down?
No.
No, he left his feet to make the catch. The field judge got knocked off his feet as well.
And they try to get up quick to run it, but they will stop it to take a look.
It looked like he left his feet to make the catch.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Reception.
Williams, handoff. Coleman spinning. Short. It's Coleman again, and this time he goes right up the middle for the touchdown. Williams to throw. Williams rifles. It is caught. Denzel Boston pays it off. 43 seconds, 2 timeouts for Oregon to work with here. And on the run, Gabriel tipped up and incomplete. Stewart has had a couple now right in his grasp that he couldn't bring in.
Oregon seeing if they can get something going here. Even though there's not much time, they do have 2 timeouts. You see how you do on that first play. But an incomplete pass.
We know how explosive they can be. They have been one of the most explosive offenses in the country, hitting some big plays through the year. 20 pass plays of 30-plus yards coming into the game. This one's going to be a short one for Jordan James to the outside, who gets away from Bruner. Came into the week 2nd in the country in completion percentage. There is Johnson in motion on 3rd down and 4. And Gabriel to the air. Steps up, delivers, complete over the middle to James. Clock will pause. Let's see if they spike it or they take their final timeout. Or they just let it rip. And that's what they'll do. Gabriel in the pocket. Gabriel hit as he let it release and out of bounds. And it stops the clock with 9 seconds left. And that's a free play. Gabriel looking to take his shot to the sideline. It's caught. Holden weaving his way out of bounds at the 38.
Got time for one more throw.
And let's see what he's got from 56 yards away. James will hold. Basso will snap it. And Boyle from 56 yards comes up short. Just not quite enough. Got him in position to attempt the long one and see just how close it was. Yeah. And there's a flag down here as Ngata will bring it across the 20 to the 25. Keep churning the legs all the way to the 31. And we'll wait for the penalty. Jerry McGinn making sure that he can get the proper call here.
Offside, kicking team, number 75, 5-yard penalty be added on to the end of the run, 1st down.
1KT, you can tell how much belief Jed Fish has in this quarterback. And again, I know Todd's talked about how great this defense is, But he's, for the most part, been mistake-free against this Oregon defense, as that's going to be a short pass to Latu for a couple.
Well, and look, this is not, the moment's not too big for him. You
Correct.
can see that. I mean, he doesn't have wide eyes. He looks comfortable. He looks under control. He's been accurate throwing the football. He's been dangerous running the football. And this is a great moment for him to make his first start. They have nothing to lose. They're already bowl eligible. So this game is just about playing and having fun and trying to win a rivalry game. That's what it is for Washington.
Play action on 2nd down and 8. Williams steps up, and an easy completion to Coleman for a first down. Betcher will make his 8th tackle of the game. But what Judd Fish mentioned, his biggest contribution could be moving forward is leadership and culture building, as Williams will scamper forward for a couple.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting down, too, because Kobe Savage was coming with a whole lot of steam to make a collision. Watch the quarterback get down. Kobe Savage went right over the top of him. It looked like he was trying to take his head off.
But instead gains 5 and makes it 2nd and 5. Coleman split out wide at the top of your screen. Empty set. Williams feeling the pressure. And he's chased down by Birch. Adam Muhammad in there as the back. Converted 2 critical 3rd downs on the touchdown drive. Now Williams has to get away. And he's got some speed. And he's got space for the first down. Damon Williams Jr. showing off his God-given gifts. They keep the other freshman Muhammad in the game on 1st down. And he'll have the handoff up the middle, surging forward for 3. Uyunglele just held on for dear life.
You know, I mentioned that Washington has nothing to lose in this game, right? They can be aggressive, they can be loose, they can be free. All the pressure's on the other side, is on Oregon. They're the ones with everything to play for at this point, everything that's still ahead of them. If Washington finds a way to get the ball in the end zone on this drive and make it a 1-score game, that turns the heat up a little bit on the Oregon Ducks.
I've lost 3 straight to the Huskies. Dan Lanning looking for his first win in this matchup. Williams under pressure, he goes down. And now again, 3rd and long. Right on the edge of field goal range. Williams on the run. Williams, another one. Jordan Birch, 2nd of the drive for the stud. 7 sacks for Oregon. Now McAllister will look to pin them deep. High up in the air. Brian will let it sail into the end zone. So now Oregon's offense starts from the 20. It's a big run on 1st down. James stays on his feet and then keeps dragging tacklers across the 35.
They appreciate the extra effort.
It looked like he was close to being down, but they do get the play off, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Young offensive coordinator took over for Kenny Dillingham when he became the head coach at Arizona State. And how about the job he's done with the Sun Devils?
Heading to the Big 12 championship game over there. His former squad, this Oregon team, has already booked their ticket to the Big 10 championship. Another tough run up the middle. Tez Johnson still looking to get involved in motion. On 3rd down and 2, it's Gabriel. Looking to escape. Gabriel throws. It's caught.
There's a
flag is down.
Too.
It's Johnson who makes the grab and flexes for the crowd.
Holding. Defense. Number 9. Penalties decline. Result of the play. 1st down.
So they'll get Whittington into the game now. Fresh set of downs inside the 40. Handoff for Whittington. Makes the cut. Whittington. Nice run across the 25. Down to the 22. 10 yards per carry on this drive. Stick with it. Whittington. Weaving through. Navigation. Whittington. Caught up by Asteen. Davis had 3 sacks in their previous game against UCLA. And a tricky run by Whittington to set up 3rd and 2.
Back-to-back now, 3rd down situations, short yardage. The one before they threw had the penalty and also the completion.
James back out there. 2 tight end look with Ferguson and Sadiq. Hand it, Sadiq around the edge, and Sadiq shows off the athleticism to get the 1st down. They have been perfect, Oregon, in the red zone so far tonight. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns, all 4 coming on the ground. 2 from James, 1 from Whittington to start the day, 1 from Dillon Gabriel. Can they get Terrence Ferguson back into the end zone? Play action, they do look for Ferguson. Makes one man miss. Nope, he got wrapped up by Tupatala initially and just inside the 10, down to the 9. Gabriel peeking at the defense with under 5. Now he'll throw to the end zone. It's Johnson open for the touchdown. Time for Tez, making his return on senior night with a bang. It's a couple games he's still been clear-cut their leading receiver in most categories. And God is going to take this from the 1. Looking for some space, can't find a whole lot of it as he gets spun down to the 25-yard line. We'll see how Damon Williams and company can respond again. They've had a couple of nice responses already tonight, and that's a quick pass caught by Jeremiah Hunter as he gets leveled at the 35-yard line. They'll move the sticks to the 36.
Yeah, well, the good thing about that play, it came out of the hands of the quarterback quick as they start to go tempo now. Down 21. Again in the ball game now, 7 sacks for Oregon, 3 of them on that last drive.
Got to allow for the substitutions, and Oregon taking its time to do so. Play clock will be all the way down to 10 when they can finally run the play. And it's a handoff for Coleman. Stutter step move. Coleman gets tracked down. Tysheem Johnson. Pressure coming off the edge. It's Brandon Johnson. Instead, it's the other side. Derek Harmon. They can all win those one-on-ones, and then their backups can win their one-on-ones. So pick your poison. 3rd and 17 for Williams. Let's add another. The sack party continues in Eugene. Jaden Moore says, I'll take one of those.
Jaden Moore is there. 9 sacks now for the Oregon Ducks.
Get the punt away. See what McAllister can do with the ball as Bryant brings it in on the fair catch. 3 straight TFLs for the Oregon defense, and now sets up their offense with decent field position. And Gabriel had all day to throw and then just gets rid of it the last second, incomplete.
Yeah, probably just should have run that one instead of trying to throw it late. Probably had 5-6 yards.
James the back on 2nd down and 10. Bounce it to the outside. Jordan James lowers the shoulder. Jordan James steam piling over Washington defenders. Jordan Shaw never had a chance as he gains 9. And a 3rd down and 2, a 1st down run for James. That's the 27th time he's done that in his illustrious career as Whittington finds the open space for 5. It's an Oregon team that has just been so complete. It's almost hard to fathom it's been the same season as the way it started for them with those first 2 weeks that were struggles out of the gate here at home against Idaho. They had to fight their way to victory. Then Boise State. Another completion for Gabriel in stride. It's going to go to Whittington as a pile drives forward, and we go to KT.
Well, guys, the reason for the Ducks' continued team success this season is their trust in one another. Dillon Gabriel told me since January, we've done a bunch of mixed teams. I've probably worked with every combination you put together of running backs, O-linemen, receivers, tight ends. It forced older guys to lead, younger guys to line up and get ready faster. He goes, I've gotten reps with guys that may not have even played this year, but if they're called upon, we trust and we believe in them.
Well, and that's very important for Dan Lanning because connection is their #1 thing with this team.
Gabriel up the middle, and he gets kind of twisted up for the first down.
You know, and they brought a lot of guys, significant guys in from the transfer portal. Gabriel, one of them. Guys that have only been together for 6 months, and yet they play like a very cohesive unit.
Wasn't thrilled with that hit from Mikel Esteen. And Dillon Gabriel's never played in this rivalry before. He's played in a couple other ones, but he did mention the excitement he had and how much he wanted to win this for all the guys who hadn't won the last 2 years. You can see that in the way that he's played. He's brought that fire again today. Gabriel, oh, incomplete. That's a dangerous pass, and there is the flag. Esteen, who laid the hit on Gabriel on the last play, this time is going to lay out Evan Stewart. So we'll see if they rule Stewart as defenseless here. There's the ball. There's the hit. Doesn't lead with the crown necessarily. Ooh.
Well, they'll take a look at this, won't they, Terry?
As Gabriel off play action. Oh, a bullet to the end zone for the touchdown. Terrence Ferguson. Beautiful ball, beautiful catch to tie the record. Ferguson with the score, and Oregon pouring it on now against their rival. And Gata spinning his way to the 30 and keeping the legs churning across to the 32 as we check in with Jordan Cornette. Oregon has been dominant at Autzen Stadium over the last couple of seasons. In fact, the only team that has beaten them over the last few years has been Washington. They won 37 of 38 in this building, and they're going to add another one. It's a sack attack in Eugene. Tatum Tuioti. Williams around the edge, spilled forward. Maybe gets a yard past that original line of scrimmage. Cam Alexander chops him down. Muhammad in there, Jackson in motion. Williams to Jackson, but well short. McAllister another punt. Tez Johnson was the normal punt returner for most of the season before the injury. He's going to have a chance here, and he'll just Dante Moore into the game now for Oregon.
And because Dante Moore has not played very much, he's able to play here at the end of the year and still maintain that redshirt year. And he's prepared every week as if he's a starter, which you want your backup to do, but it's not always the case. A guy doesn't always do that, especially if he's not expecting to play.
Look to throw again to the outside. It is caught. Brought in by McClellan. Such a difficult guard for anybody through the year. Showcased again here tonight. Another quick completion to the outside, and Kenyon Sadiq lowers the shoulder for a couple extra at the end. Good clean pocket here, and that is a beautiful ball just dropped. Holden had it in the right spot. It was a tough catch to make, but a flag is down.
Holding. Defense, number 7. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage.
Another run. Riggs over the top and a flag down.
Personal foul. Illegal low block. Defense, number 13.
When they start plugging some of the holes, again, this is a roster that had major turnover from last season. Riggs, tough running. Sadiq in motion, handoff up the middle, and Riggs will keep pushing. It'll be 1st and goal.
Personal foul, offense, number 76, unnecessary roughness, 15-yard penalty.
Run, Riggs to the outside, diving, he's short. It's Riggs again, and this time he's in. Touchdown Ducks.
Love rivalry week. How about that game last night between Georgia and Georgia Tech? That was
8 overtimes.
Unbelievable.
As Coleman stays in there along with Williams as we send it down to KT. To your point, Todd, this defense that today especially showcased how physical they've been all season. As Williams backwards pass, oh, that was really impressive to avoid the fumble by Jonah Coleman. Williams quickly to Muhammad on the outside. And he'll get free, but not for enough. It'll be 4th and 1. Got close 2010, 2014, played for it, played for an undefeated season in 2010 as they'll go for it. Washington will on 4th down and get it with Muhammad on the outside.
You know, the early signing period happens soon. The transfer portal opens soon. And it's a good way to kind of keep your...
Could be the final play before the 2-minute timeout. It's going to be a run to Muhammad up the middle, across the 35-yard line to the 34.5. Damon Williams and company will look to finish this drive. It's a 2nd down and 4. Williams gets away. Nice evasive play by Williams as he gets slid out of bounds. They are a minute 50 away from completing a perfect regular season. Williams lets it fly, open for the touchdown, Giles Jackson. 4th passing touchdown for Williams. 3rd receiving touchdown on the season for Giles Jackson.
Part of a championship in 2021.
Ran the ball 22 times. A lot of those came with sacks as Dante Moore kneels this one down, and it'll set up the Big Ten Championship December 7th from Indy. First meeting since the '95 Rose Bowl between Penn State and Oregon.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, it's a good matchup. Two teams playing really good football right now. That thing at the bottom is very important. The winner of that game will receive a first-round bye in the college football playoff, a chance to get an extra rest.
That game will be on CBS next weekend. Dillon Gabriel said he was going to savor this year's senior day. We'll get one final kneel down from Dante Moore. And that'll do it. 12 games, 12 wins for Dan Lanning. And one final checklist item taken off the list. They beat Washington for the first time in the Lanning era, and their first undefeated regular season since 2010.